I really appreciate you guys coming on. We are on our way to South Africa. So my name is Ty, and my business is Adventurous Ty, for those who do not know. And one of the things that I enjoy doing, actually the only thing that I enjoy doing, is booking and curating amazing adventures all over the world. And a lot of them, most of them, stimulate from ziplining. I am an avid zipliner. I love ziplining. So a lot of the trips that I will curate the theme is going to be ziplining, and then we build out around there. So yes, South Africa does have an amazing zip line, which you will see later. I appreciate you guys coming on. We do lots and lots of trips all over the world, but this one is really spectacular and special because South Africa actually has the longest zip line in the world. And so we will be showcasing that one and talking about that along with so many other adventures and extra gems that South Africa offers. It's amazing country, and continent, and it's huge. So there's so much to do, and we have a beautiful, beautiful itinerary that is laid out for you guys. And so, with further ado, I'm going to introduce to you guys Miss Jennifer. Jennifer has been with GoAway for about 4 years, but she's been in the industry for over 20. She is the sales director for GoAway, and I have actually curated about 5 or 6 trips with GoAway. I love this company. I love the people that work for the company. I love talking, communicating, and building out these experiences for you guys. So she is amazing. She has actually been to South Africa 3 times, way more than us. And so she's got experience, boots on the ground. And of course, she has created these packages. Like over 100 presentations she's done. So she's an expert in this field. So she's going to be the one to share with us and to go over the itinerary with us. If you have questions, I ask if you can save the questions for the end, put them in the chat if you have questions as she's going over the presentation. And then in the end, we will answer any questions that you may have. And so just sit back, relax, put your seatbelt on, because we're going to Africa. All right, Jennifer, take it away.
Thank you very much. I love this intro. Thanks, ladies. Thanks for joining tonight. I love nothing more about talking about my favorite destination, which is South Africa. And that's not a word of a lie. I genuinely mean it when I say it. As Ty mentioned, I am the Director of Sales with GoAway. Very quick blurb on GoAway. We are a tour operator. We've teamed up with Ty with several of her amazing group trips now, which we're honored to do. We are actually based in Canada. So hence I'm in my big warm clothes because it's minus, I don't know what right now for me. We are in business 56 years. So we like to think we know what we're doing at this stage, okay? And everything that we do is private, tailor-made and customized. So we are not what we call we're not a cookie cutter tour operator. We like to do things that are a little bit different, and we like to focus on activities that are immersive and interactive. And we want you to feel as special as you possibly can, because that's what you all are. So I can't take any of the kudos for this itinerary whatsoever. Aisha, who's one of our fabulous team leaders and group specialists, worked very, very closely with Ty to curate this amazing itinerary to South Africa. Aisha is sunning herself not too far from you right now, Ty. She's in San Diego,
Yes.
enjoying some well-deserved family holidays, so she can't be here tonight. So you're stuck with me, okay? But I will try my best to do this itinerary justice, because it is the ultimate bucket list trip. It really, really is. Now, it's not happening until December 2028. I don't know about you guys, time is flying by like this right now, and it's April already tomorrow. So it will come, it's worth the wait, let me tell you that, okay? We do have a presentation done up for you tonight, and we'll go through the itinerary as well. I'm just going to share my screen, okay? Let's see if this works. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I said the last time I did this presentation, technology isn't my best friend, everyone, okay? So I'm just going to apologize in advance. Let's see. Can you see my screen here? Everybody
Can
see
you guys see
it?
the screen? Yes. If you cannot see the screen, put in the chat that you cannot see it. Oh, I have a thumbs up. Okay.
Yeah, we got a thumbs up. So we're assuming that's good news, okay? And again,
Yes.
any questions, pop it in the chat. I'm happy to answer any questions at the end as well. So, as I mentioned, this trip is for December 2028, okay? And it's an 11-day of discovery of South Africa. Here is a picture of Camp, actually Bantry Bay in just outside of Cape Town. As Ty mentioned, I've been to South Africa 3 times. I've been fortunate enough to visit the continent of Africa. I don't know how many times, and it is one of my most favorite places to visit. Just some of the nitty gritty stuffs before you go, okay? It's important for me to talk about this. I'm assuming you're all US passport holders, okay? Great news about traveling to South Africa is the only thing that you actually need is your passport. That is all that you need. So it's a very, very easy country to visit. You do need to have 30 days validity on your passport. Ty, you have a question.
Yes, someone's trying to get in. Marlene's
Oh.
trying to get in.
I don't. Oh, hold on. Let's see. You should be able to let people in, Ty. I don't see anyone waiting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and you should be able. It should come up for you, Ty. You should be able to let them in, okay? Because you are
Okay.
an administrator as well. With regard, travel requirements. So all you need is your passport, okay? Legally, you have to have 30 minutes validity left on your passport when you come back. So in other words, you're going in December 2028. Your passport needs to be valid until February of 2029. Usually, I encourage to have 3 months or 6 months in your passport, okay? Great news is there's no special vaccinations that you need for South Africa. I will reiterate though, we are not healthcare providers, okay? So always check in with your doctor before you go. Kruger, which is going to be one of the highlights of my opinion, is when you're going to really explore the safari, which is why a lot of people want to go to South Africa, is known to have malaria at times, okay? So there is medication to take for malaria. You can take it before you go. I've been several times and said I haven't taken it myself because I know sometimes it makes people feel a bit sick. But again, talk to your doctors about it, okay? Travel insurance. Listen, this is not unique to South Africa. Ty can talk to you about that. Please make sure you do have travelers insurance. Nobody thinks you need it until you need it. Weather-wise, so you're going in December. Remember, when you're going to Africa or South Africa, it's the opposite seasons than you're expecting in North America. So you're actually going into summer. You're in the summer season. So weather's going to be absolutely gorgeous. Now, at times, Mother Nature, listen, she's off her bed sometimes, okay? So we can never guarantee weather, but I can tell you it's going to be warm. It's going to be absolutely gorgeous. You're talking normally temperatures ranging from 65 to 80. So listen, weather-wise, so it's going to be absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so yes, weather's going to be great. Remember when you're in Cape Town, so for those of you who don't know, Cape Town is right by the coast. So it can get a little bit chilly in the evening time, okay? But during the day, it's going to be glorious sunshine. When you get into Kruger National Park, which you're going a bit north inland, it's going to be a good bit hotter, okay? So be aware of that. And then there is an optional part of this tour to go to Victoria Falls in Zimbabwe as well. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that too. Packing tips. Again, a lot of this is going to be common sense, okay? What I will say is you want to make sure you have your you don't want to have necessarily your glad rags, your fancy clothes for during the day. You want to have comfortable clothes, okay? Remember, this whole trip is geared around adventure. So make sure you've got comfortable clothes and bring neutral colored clothing, like don't be dressing like me when you're going on safari, okay? Because you're going to attract, you want to have neutral clothes, khaki color, olive color, browns, that type of thing for your game drives, okay? It does say avoid bright colors and avoid white. Always have a light rain jacket with you as well. The biggest advice I can give you is bring comfortable walking shoes because that's really, really important. And listen, don't fret because if you forget anything, the shopping in South Africa is absolutely amazing. And also from a value for money point of view, let me tell you, it's incredible because I mentioned I'm in Canada. I was there in December. The Canadian dollar is a hell of a lot weaker than the US dollar, and I felt like a millionaire. So against the rand, the US dollar is so, so strong. So it just means your money goes a lot further. Again, sun protection and adventure gear, you're going to make sure that you have the closed toe shoes and stuff like that whenever you're doing your zip line. Now, I do want to reiterate, and I forgot to mention, with regards to our customer service and that, we do have 24/7 customer care, okay? So heaven forbid something happens while you're in South Africa or something happens, you need to get home quickly or anything like that. We are one WhatsApp message away from speaking with one of our team members. So please, I'd encourage everybody to download WhatsApp before you go. It's great to communicate with our team and our partners on the ground. And I said this the last time, I actually don't like calling them partners, okay, because they're more like family. They are family. We've been in business with them for 50 odd years at this stage. They are the creme de la creme. They're absolutely amazing. So from the moment that you land in Cape Town, which is going to be day one, I've said I'm completely biased. I always say, if you don't know from my accent, I'm from Ireland. I always say the Irish are probably one of the most friendliest, welcomest country to go to till you go to South Africa. They are just so, so welcoming. So you're going to arrive into Cape Town Airport, very, very easy transition. You clear customs, and then you're going to arrive into the welcomes hall, and there's going to be a big, big sign welcoming your group to Cape Town, okay? And that's where you're going to meet your guide and start your real adventure. You are going to be tired. Okay, so it's a long way to get from the USA over to South Africa, but let me tell you, it is well going to be worth the journey. You're going to be spending your home for the first 5 nights is going to be in the Commodore Hotel. Now, I've been lucky enough to stay in this hotel several times, and the absolute best thing about this property is its location. So the V&A waterfront, which is the Victor and Alfred waterfront, is literally a stone's throw away from this hotel, okay? About a 3-minute walk. And the V&A waterfront was actually based on Fisherman's Wharf in San Francisco. So it has that vibe to it, you know, tons of shops, hundreds of shops and restaurants and people busking, and there's just an incredible vibe to the place. So this is one of the most amazing things about staying at this hotel is you're right there in the heart of everything. So you don't need to be hopping in Ubers or taxis or anything like that. Everything is within walking distance. And this is exact room that I had, okay? Really, it's a solid 4-star property, okay? A nice modern hotel. All of the rooms have balconies, and you're either going to be facing here, we're facing the waterfront, or you'll face Table Mountain. So there's no views of ugly parking lots or anything like that. The views are really good. And I said it the last time, and I'll say it again. If any of you are planning to be on a diet when you're in South Africa, put a halt to it, okay? Because the food is absolutely amazing. Probably the best food. For any country that I've visited, I'll say South Africa food is up there, definitely at the top. The breakfast at the Commodore Hotel was probably the best breakfast I've ever had. And I'm not telling you a word of a lie here. The breakfast is absolutely phenomenal. The restaurant is set in a courtyard. So it's half inside, half outside. And there's so many meals included in this trip, by the way, okay? Breakfast is obviously included daily, but you will have every type of fruit imaginable. You'll have every type of meat, pastry, whether you want eggs Benedict or, you know, pancakes or waffles, whatever it is, they will cater for everybody. You will not go hungry. And if any of you do have any dietary requirements, if we have any celiacs on board or anything like that, please just let Ty know, and we'll let the properties know as well, okay? They're so well used to dealing with, you know, everyone's palate. The food is going to be absolutely amazing, okay? So you're going to you're going to go to bed that night, you're going to wake up, have that delicious breakfast that I've just sold us on, and then you'll start your first real adventure where you're going to be heading to Langa Township. Now, some people will say, well, what is a township? A township, it's almost like a shanty town. This is the oldest township in the world, it dates back to 1927. So it'll be over 100 years old when you guys are visiting. It's an amazing experience. As I said already, it's not about being a cookie cutter type of tour. We don't want you sitting in a bus the whole time and just looking at everything from a window. We want you to get involved. So you're going to have our marimba band welcome when you get there. They do the traditional drumming. Get your dancing shoes on, ladies. You're going to be really mingling with the locals here. You get to walk around. It's a really interactive experience. You'll do the gumboot dancing, and you'll also enjoy a traditional township lunch as well. And the food is absolutely delicious. So we're all about, as I mentioned, our family on the ground and Galway. We're all about giving back to locals as well. So this is really about putting the money back in the community. And they really do this with the whole Langa experience. In the afternoon, then, so you'll have lunch included. In the afternoon, you're going to hit one of the, I suppose, iconic places to visit when you're in Cape Town, which is Table Mountain. Now, I do have a little video for you, okay, just to show you what Table Mountain is like. So these are gondolas, and they're quite large actually, and they're going to take you up right up to the top of Table Mountain, and you're going to have a 360-degree view of Cape Town. Now, again, this is if Mother Nature is cooperating. The last time I was there, I saw a blanket of clouds, okay, but I knew what was there because I'd been before, and the weather was actually, there was no clouds, so we saw the most amazing views. So hopefully Mother Nature, I've got a feeling she's going to cooperate for you guys that day, and it is so worth the journey. Let me just show you a quick little video. What's hiding behind this? Let me stop share. It's hiding behind share again. Can you just see it here? So this gives you an idea of what the actual gondola is like, okay? It'll bring you right up to the top of, let's see if it brings you right up to the top to Table Mountain. And then at the top, okay, there's a walk that you can do right around as well. And it's absolutely breathtaking. There's a coffee shop up there as well. And I will say they have the best hot chocolate. So if anyone is hot chocolate fans, they have the best hot chocolate I've ever experienced. Ever. Ty, do you have another question, or your hand just up from before?
No, I don't think so.
Perfect,
I
perfect,
didn't raise it.
Oh, it's still raised here. Okay, so gives you an idea if you've been on a gondola before, if you've been to Canada, if you've been to, up to Banff or anything like that. It is similar, but the views are obviously completely different. You're going to see the mountains, you're going to see the sea. It's really, really impressive. Now, in the evening time, so this is going to be a fun-filled packed day, okay? In the evening time, you're going to go on a sunset champagne cruise right out of the V&A waterfront. So again, you can walk from, and we have somebody else coming in here. Sherry, let me let Sherry in. You can walk from your hotel actually down to the cruise, and you'll have it's absolutely spectacular. I said this, we did this presentation a couple of weeks ago again, and on this champagne cruise, they actually have karaoke and everything going. I was blasting out the tunes thinking I was Mariah Carey, having a note in my head. We could hear all of the cheering outside, and I thought, oh my goodness, I've got my calling. It wasn't for me, it was for Akon, the singer. If you're all familiar with Akon, his yacht had just pulled up beside ours, and obviously there was lots of fans outside. So you might do some celeb spotting when you're in Cape Town as well. Now, after the champagne cruise, you are going to go to a very, very famous restaurant called Key 4, and they have the most incredible seafood. So delicious. And again, remember, you're right on the ocean, so you've got everything being caught fresh daily and brought to the restaurant. But again, don't fret. If you're not a seafood fan, there'll be plenty of other options for you as well. So day 2 is going to be a fun-filled packed day. Okay, this is just showing you one of the champagne cruises here, and this is the V&A waterfront. So it's really spectacular. We have Sherry coming in now as well. Now you're going to be tired. You're going to be tired after that day, okay? So it's a long day, but it's a really, really fun-filled day. And next morning you're going to get up and you're going to have that delicious breakfast again. And this is a really, really, really fun experience. I've done many a city tour. Okay, many a city tour, but I have never done one in a sidecar. So this is really, really, really unique. And this is something that Ty was adamant that she wanted for her tour. And I think it's absolutely brilliant. Now I have a little video to show you what these vehicles are like, okay? Sandra, you can't see my slides. Can anybody else see my slides? Is anyone else having issues? No? Everybody else can see them? Can you see everything, Ty?
I can see them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see now. Okay.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so yeah, so it's not going to be a regular city tour, okay? Normally when you do a city tour, you hop on a bus and you look out your window and everyone says ooh and ah and all the rest. No, no, no. Remember, this is an adventure tour. This is about being immersed in the destination, feeling the wind in your face. Okay, this is what this is all about. So you're going to board a sidecar. Now, for insurance purposes, okay, you're not allowed to drive it. So this is a chauffeured sidecar experience, okay? And you're going to go not just through the city centre of Cape Town, you're going to go up by Camps Bay, Clifton's Bay, Bantry Bay, into the Bow Cap region of the city centre, all in one of these vintage sidecars. So it's really, really, really cool. Let me just show you a quick video, okay, to give you an idea of what this is like. And this is a fantastic company. Look, there's a very smiley man there. A fantastic company that we use. They're legit. They're fully insured. Even children can go in it. So you can't hear what they're saying, but you can see by the smiley faces there, they are having an absolute blast. So look at the difference of the sightseeing double-decker bus behind them, okay, versus being on one of these sidecars. So it's absolutely brilliant, brilliant fun. And I'm going back to South Africa next May with my family. It'll be my first time actually bringing my kids. And Ty influenced me and inspired me, and I'm going to do this tour because I haven't done it
You
before.
got to.
But it
got
just
to.
it just seems like such a fun, interactive way to see a city. So it'll be about a 2.5 hour tour, okay? And you're going to really experience the city in a unique way. See all of these little markets that you have here. They do all of the paintings and everything right there on the spot. They're absolutely incredible. This is where I didn't really talk about having cash and stuff like that. That's where you're going to want to have cash, okay? Also with regards to currency, so I mentioned the rand is really weak against the US dollar. When you arrive in Cape Town, your guide can bring you to the Bureau de Change to change your money. And it's not them making a quick buck. They actually go to where the locals go, and you'll actually get really, really good bang for your buck, okay? So don't worry about changing your dollars to rand before you go. You can do it there. That's where you're going to want to have cash, just for those local markets, and there's tons of them. Everywhere else will accept Visa and MasterCard. American Express, they won't. So Visa and MasterCard is what you're going to want to have when you're in South Africa. So this gives you an idea of what the sidecar experience is going to be like. Let me just get back to the presentation.
Are we also going to wear those cool glasses?
I think you need to. You have to be in the get into the zone.
That's right.
Okay, let's see where we are. Sorry, I have to keep on clicking on share when I've got the YouTube open. So afternoon wise then, after doing the amazing city tour and the sidecars, you're going to have the afternoon at leisure, which is lovely. If you just want to go and walk down to the V&A, have a drink, rest up, you'll have plenty of time that afternoon to enjoy it. The next day gives me a little bit of anxiety if I'm not going to lie to you. Okay, this is what this whole trip. This is it, Ty, isn't it?
Yes, the world's longest zip line, K3. Yes.
K3
Oh
zip
my
line. This
goodness.
is not for the faint-hearted, okay? I did not know. I like to think I'm an expert when it comes to all things Africa, especially South Africa. I didn't know this. I did not know that South Africa was home to the world's longest zip line, because I will never, ever go in it. Okay, ever. Because I'd be so terrified. No, I won't.
You never know. You never know.
No, I won't. I won't,
You
Ty.
could. If you come with us, you're welcome to come with us. You're invited.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
invited.
If I was to do
I
it, I'd
love
like
this.
to do the world's longest one, okay? I'd say it'll be the best one to do, but listen, of course we have to have a little video for you to show you what the zip line is like. So this is located, the K3 zip line is located about an hour and a half outside of Cape Town. So you never have big long drives. Nobody wants to have a big long drive when you're going on holidays. So I don't know if you're going to be having that big breakfast. It's up to you that morning. Maybe you need a full stomach. I don't know.
You do.
But let's just,
you do.
do you?
You do.
So this is just testing. So we've got the guy here. Yeah. What is he holding, Ty? Rosary beads.
Wait. He's holding weight so that when you're going at 100, 120 miles an hour, you need to be centered so that your body's not swaying. So he's holding probably sandbags, but he's going to take those bags, is going to put them behind his back, and then he's going to go straight until he stops, which is 3 minutes later. And if anybody knows anything about zip lining, 3 minutes is a very long time to zip line across. This zip line is over 10,000 feet across, and they built this zip line about 2 years ago, so they can basically up one on Dubai, because Dubai was the longest. So this is the longest. And as you guys know, I like to build my trips based on iconic zip lines across the world. So Cape Town happens to be where we're going to start. And yeah. All right, Jennifer, keep going.
That's okay. He survived the zip line. We're all happy to know that. Okay, we saw it at the end of the video there. So he survived. So that is going to be a really fun, exhilarating morning. and then you're going to get back to Cape Town early evening, late afternoon, early evening, and you are going to be taking part in one of my favorite experiences in Cape Town, which is going to Gold Restaurant. This is not any old boring dinner. This is a whole experience, okay? It's an African experience. It's a show. It's interactive. Remember we talked about the diet? No diets allowed. Oh, this is a 14-course menu. 14-course tasting menu. These are my own pictures. I had just arrived from traveling from Canada to Cape Town, and we were told it was a work trip. So listen, I have to, I have to do my part. And I had to go to Gold Restaurant at the day of arrival. I was absolutely exhausted, and to be completely honest with you, I did not want to go. I thought I just want to go to bed, and I loved it. It was such an incredible experience. You're going, if you can see the picture here in the background, this was actually one of our guides from our family on the ground in South Africa. If you can see all the drums behind me, what happens is you sit down, you get your table, they hand you a drum, and they're going to teach you how to do traditional African drumming. They will sing. They will do face painting. So they face painted me here with traditional African paint. The menu is not just South African food, it's all over African food, and they will change it up. So depending on the season, so you'll see here Namibian venison pie, they've food from Zanzibar, East Africa, Ethiopian, literally something for every taste bud. I believe this might have been ostrich here. The food was absolutely exquisite, just phenomenal food. And even after 14 courses, you're thinking, oh my goodness, I'm going to be so stuffed. I wasn't. It was pleasantly full. It was absolutely delicious. The desserts, I really, really can't fault the place. The place was absolutely incredible. This will be an amazing end to what will be such an exhilarating day for you. And I've had so many people. We had a group who literally just got back. They got back on Monday, and they told me they're going to be talking about this trip to South Africa for a very, very long time because they had the most amazing time. And they sent me pictures of their experience at Gold, and they all loved it and raved about it. Remember, I talked about if you wanted to, it's very casual when you're on this trip. If you did want to get dressed up that night, you could. There was lots of ladies who were, all of their fancy gear on and stilettos and all the rest. I was pretty casual that night, but you can really wear what you want. So if you do want to get a little bit dressed up, you certainly, tonight would be the night to do it. So Gold is absolutely amazing. The next morning you're going to wake up, and this is going to be another fun-filled day. You're going to head to the Cape of Good Hope, which is the most southern point in the southern hemisphere. You're going to visit the Cape Peninsula and experience kayaking with penguins. And for those of you who didn't know, my 6-year-old, I said this to you, Ty, I argued with my 6-year-old because he was doing a project in school or talking about penguins, and they talked about penguins in Antarctica, and I told him there was penguins in South Africa, and he said no, there wasn't, and I said yes, there is. There are hundreds of them, okay, hundreds and hundreds of penguins. So this day, this picture here on the left, this is the drive down to the Cape of Good Hope. How I describe it is, which I think the Pacific Coast Highway is absolutely spectacular, I describe it as that on steroids. It is literally incredible. Every corner you go around is an awe moment. It really is. You're like, literally an awe moment. Remember, I reiterated at the front, this trip is private and customized to your group and your group alone. So, Ty, if you have somebody, who will we pick on? We're going to pick on Sandra. If Sandra's like, oh my goodness, look at this corner, I want to stop and take a picture, or can I do it? Absolutely, Sandra, you can. This is the nice thing about being private to your own group. You're on a schedule to some extent where there might be activities that you need to be at a certain place by a certain point, but the rest of the time you're on your time. And this is where you talk to your guide, and your guide will become your friends. They're going to become family with you. You're going to learn all about them. And you say, well, do you know what? We want to pull up to this little coffee shop in Hoots Bay and try their really famous cappuccino. Can we do it? Absolutely, you can do it. So this is all about communication. So The drive down here is going to be absolutely spectacular. You're going to go from you're going to start off in Cape Town at the Commodore Hotel. You're going to go through Camps Bay, which is known as the Beverly Hills of Cape Town. You're going to see these incredible homes, like absolutely beautiful, beautiful homes. This is known as Chapman's Peak Drive here, okay? You'll see there's parts of the road that are hollowed out for where you're actually driving through the mountains. It's incredible. Absolutely gorgeous. You're going to head down. So these are my pictures here. So a lot of people, when they think of South Africa, you think of safari. People want to see the big five. They want to see the lions. They want to see all of the leopards. They want to see the elephants. Your animal experience is going to start actually when you're in Cape Town. So these are pictures. Do you remember I talked about, can we pull over and take some photos? This is my own pictures here of the baboon and the babies. This was literally on the side of the road going on that drive down to the Cape of Good Hope. Now, beware of the baboons. They're known to be cheeky little you-know-whats, okay? Do not have food open to them. They will come in, they'll take your sandwiches, they'll take your phones, they'll take everything if they can, okay? So don't listen to your guide. They are the experts. But if you want to get out and take a picture, you can do it. And seeing the little babies is absolutely incredible. Here's the picture of the little penguins. They look cute. They look sweet. My first experience in South Africa was almost 20 years ago. And back then you could walk on the beach and mingle with the penguins. Now you can't. And they are, you don't want to get too close. And obviously they're a protected species. We want to look after them as well. So you're sort of taking pictures from almost like a deck. But that's what normal people do. But Ty's group, there's nothing normal about Ty's groups. Okay, there's nothing normal.
We get down there with the penguins.
You're going to get in there and mingle with the penguins because you're getting in a kayak.
Dance with them.
Yes, you are. You're going to kayak with the penguins. You are getting in boats right there from, it's called False Bay. So it's a private bay that which the nice part about this is you're not up against, those crazy waves that you might see crashing against the mountains here. So it's going to be more tamer waters. When I say these pictures that I took here do not do it justice. The sand is like, if any of you have been to the Turks and Caicos, when you're dealing with that baby powder sand and turquoise waters, that is how the waters are here in this area of South Africa. It's so, so spectacular. So you're going to be getting into kayaks and you are going to be experiencing these little penguins. We've got a little video here to show you what it'll be like, just to give you an idea. So they're out actually swimming. Hold on, let's see if we can go back to the beginning. You're going to be the penguins are going to be swimming in the water as you're going along. So it's absolutely incredible. I know Aisha has done this experience before. Obviously, she's not here today, but she absolutely loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. So where'd you get to, kayak with penguins? You get to do it on Ty's trip to South Africa. Yes, so that evening then, so this is going to be a full day. You're going to have lunch at Bertha's restaurant, which is right on the coast. Beautiful ocean views. You can dine outside if you want. You can dine inside, depending on how hot it is outside. There's always a sea breeze. And from a food perspective, if you are seafood lovers, highly, highly recommend the mussels. They're absolutely delicious. So you will have lunch included here as well. And then you'll be doing the kayaking in the afternoon. And then you'll have that encounter on Boulders Bay as well. Tip for anybody who wants to pick up like local African craftsmanship or anything, right outside Boulders Beach where you're going to have the penguin interaction, they have an incredible market. Really, really, really good market. And they're doing like some of those, wooden giraffe statues, stuff that I always say, I'm not going to buy any of that stuff. My goodness, I came back with a suitcase full of it. You can't help want to support the locals. You see them actually doing the craftsmanship in front of you. It's not like when you go into some, tourist shop and they say, oh, look at this beautiful, unique statue from Egypt and underneath it says made in China. It's not like that. You can see them carving out the giraffes right there in front of you. The paintings are incredible. I highly, highly recommend if you want to get something, make sure you bring cash that day so you can purchase stuff. If you do want to, this came up a question on the last presentation we did, if you want to have stuff that's shipped home, like ceramics or, big paintings or artwork or anything like that, At the V&A waterfront, they have some really, really, really great stores, like unique boutiques. You've got the African Made store. You can have that stuff shipped back to the US. We can arrange that for you. They'll do that at the stores locally, so you don't have to lug it on your luggage or anything like that. So same with wines. Remember, South Africa is famous for the wine. If you want to get wine shipped home, you can certainly do that too. The next day, you're going to wake up, you're leaving Cape Town. So this is what I would say. This holiday is almost, I don't want to call it a holiday because it's a trip of a lifetime, but it is a holiday. Cape Town to me is the first part of this trip. This almost feels like it's 3 or 4 trips in one. Cape Town is going to be the first part of it. Then this next part is you're going to wake up in the morning, you're going to have your breakfast. You're going to think, am I ever going to eat like this again? Yes, you are, because all of the places are absolutely amazing. And you're going to, this part again gives me anxiety. You're going to take your flight to Kruger. So remember, Kruger is where everybody wants to go and they want to see the big five, the animals, the safari. That is what it's famous for. Unless you're Thai and you want to go to the Disneyland of adventures for thrill seekers. This is it. Graskop Adventures. This is where you're heading to. So this is famous for the big swing, the cliff walks, the zip lines, the forest, literally everything. I'm not a thrill seeker. Okay, maybe a thrill for me is sitting in a convertible with my wind in the hair. It's certainly not zip lining. When I saw Graskop, my mind was blown. Like, this is that ultimate place. And the difference, I suppose, is you are in one of the most phenomenal destinations. You're in Kruger National Park. This is where you're actually going to be doing the adventures. So it's amazing. You've got a short flight from Cape Town to Mpumalanga Airport, and then you're going to be transferred to the Angel View Hotel for one night. That's going to be your home. And then you're going to take part in all of these adventures. Now, we do have a quick video. I've got the big swing here to show you what it's like. Now, again, the mist, the everything, I think it's given the atmosphere here. These are nuts, Ty. You're absolutely crazy. Look, oh my.
Now, I understand that everyone's not going to take these different leaps, right? I get it. I understand. But for those who may want to witness it, I mean, that's cool too. A few of us will definitely jump on board and decide that they want to, have this full African Kruger experience, leaping off these platforms. I think it's amazing. I think it's an amazing way to live. Yes, we're taking risk, but why not? Risk are calculated, right? But I think that living like this and just experiencing all of this excitement and thrill and adrenaline, I don't know, it makes me happy. And I think other people, if you've never done this before, you get here and you may say, you know what, this is a once in a lifetime. Let me try this one time. You will be forever changed. Forever changed. See, he's just like, whoa.
I don't know if he looks happy.
Oh, he's good. He would have never done it if he wasn't happy.
I know, it looks absolutely incredible. And I say, oh, look, he is. Look, he's smiling now.
Of course he's happy. He did it. Yes.
But I think,
this
again,
is like a testament.
Oh, yeah. And I would love to be brave enough. I would love to do it, especially in that scenery. Where in the world will you ever get scenery like that as well?
I promise you, doing something like this will scare the fear out of you. You will no longer be afraid if you do this. It will scare the fear out of you, not
I
into
love that.
you.
Scare the fear out of me. Listen,
Absolutely.
you can work on me. You can work on me, Ty. Okay, and this fella, if this fella can do it, I can do it. Okay.
Of course.
But this is going to be another amazing thrill-seeking day. But remember, as Ty said, you might decide that you don't necessarily want to do all of the activities that are included in this day. There's going to be so many other things to do as well. And bear in mind, you're in Kruger, so the scenery alone, if you just want to sit back, take it all in, enjoy the hotel, you can do that as well. So it's going to be an incredible day. The next day, if I can be completely biased, this to me is going to be the creme de la creme. This is when you are going to do your ultimate safari, and you're staying, you're not slumming it, let me tell you. The properties that Ty and Aisha chose for your safari is absolutely incredible. Now, you're staying at the Maduli Safari Lodge. Now, we do have a little video to show you what this place is like. I just want to explain if you've never experienced safari, it is It's out of this world. The whole goal of most people when they go on safari is they want to see the big five. They want to see the famous animals. Remember, you are, and I can say I was in Busch Gardens last week in Florida. Okay. And people were so excited about seeing the zebra and seeing the impala and all the rest. And all I could think about was, this ain't Africa. Honestly, that's all I could think about. Having experienced a true safari, you're spoilt. You are spoilt for life. And you're spoilt with regards to the service and the standard that you're going to experience when you're staying at the Maduli Safari Lodge. So it is all inclusive. So all of your meals are included, all of your activities are included, all of your drinks are included. What happens in Safari is you have 2 game drives every day. So you're going to be here for 2 nights and 3 days. So you have a morning game drive and you have an afternoon game drive. You will have a ranger with you you are going to be in awe of them because they have so much knowledge. And then you'll have a tracker. These people are not paid near enough, in my opinion, because they're going to be able to tell you when exactly that cheetah walked, that leopard walked by, or how long ago that lion was, lying there or whatever else. They know by looking at the paw prints in the sand. They know from the noises. They listen. If they could hear birds in the sky, they're like, oh, there might be a snake down below. It's incredible how they hear the animals. So you're going to get up in the morning time. Now, your accommodation, I'm going to show you a video of what your accommodation's like. It's absolutely beautiful. When you hear of tents, I'm bougie. I like nice things. When I heard tent first, when I went to South Africa, I thought, who in God's name is sending me to a tent? The only thing that's tented was the walls and the roof. Okay, everything else is pure 5-star luxury. And that's what you want when you're on your holiday. So you're going to have it's going to be early morning starts when you're in safari. You'll get a wake up call and your ranger will come to your door to bring you to the main lodge. And the reason why they do that is, and they do come armed, is just in case there's any animals that might happen to be walking around. Remember, you're not in Busch Gardens. The animals aren't in aren't in captivity. They're in their own natural habitat here. So that's why listen to your guides, but don't feel unsafe or anything. They'll have their gun for security just in case a lion happens to walk into the quarters or something like that. But you'll be brought to the main game lodge. You're going to have what I say your first breakfast. They'll have croissants for you. They'll have coffees and stuff for you, and then you'll head off in your safari vehicle. So a safari vehicle. These are just some pictures of the animals. I just want to show you. You're going to be in like a Jeep. And then you're going to start off with your sunrisers. Okay, and what is a sunriser? A sunriser is when you do your first drive, they're going to pull over and they're going to have coffee ready for you. If any of you like a Bailey's in your coffee, forget about Bailey's when you're in South Africa. They're going to have Amarula, which you'll see the bottle of it here, okay? And again, if you want to have a tipple, you're on holidays. Don't worry if you don't want and you just want hot chocolate or tea, they will cater for you. And they'll pull up and you'll enjoy a little morning aperitif, and hopefully you'll have seen lots of animals at that stage. And then when it gets a little bit chilly, just to let you know, so definitely have a hoodie or something with you. They will have blankets on the safari vehicles as well to keep you nice and toasty. And hopefully you will get to see the big five pretty early. We can never guarantee seeing them all. Again, you're out in their own natural habitat, okay? But it's incredible. It's incredible when you see your first animal. When you see your first zebra, you'll be like, oh my goodness, there's a zebra. And then you're going to see hundreds of them. And you're going to be you're going to be looking out for seeing that leopard. The leopard is the big one that everybody wants to see. I was fortunate enough, if you can see my pictures here, look at the lions. So these are all my pictures. The lions are right there. You are not allowed to stand up in your safari vehicle. The animals do not see the vehicles as a threat, but as soon as you stand up, they do. So you just remain seated and again, listen to your guide. Here's just some other pictures here. It's absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. I just want to show you some pictures of, here we go. So this is the Maduli Safari Lodge, okay? Staff will be absolutely incredible. Everything is very neutral and like earthy tones. That's the style of everything. What I will say about these drivers. So this is your tent. There's nothing tentish about it, okay, other than they have the tarps, but they're absolutely incredible. You'll have a stocked fridge in your room as well. And then in the evening time, your bathtub or they'll come and they'll put rose petals, having a shower at night and hearing the lions roar. And it's not coming from your Alexa. It's coming from the real McCoy. Oh, you can't make it up. Like you can, and then you're hearing the noises going, oh my goodness, what is that noise? It is absolutely mind blowing. Mind blowing. The food, it is, and the food is top notch. They'll have what's called a Boma dinner, and a Boma dinner is where they you literally all eat outside. They'll have a big fire. The chef will come out and he'll introduce himself and he'll introduce his team, and they'll talk about the different food that they're serving tonight. They'll always serve some traditional African food, but this again, if any of you are meat eaters or steak eaters, I've been lucky enough to go to Brazil, Argentina, where they claim to have the best steak in the world. I say South Africa trumps them. Honestly, it's incredible. So this is what your vehicles look like here. These staff are phenomenal. They're absolutely phenomenal in what they'll teach you and what you'll learn about it. I was never a big bird fan till I went to South Africa, and I'm like, look at that bird, look at that bird. And the roles that they all play as well. So remember, you're going to have your game drive in the morning time. You'll come back, you'll have your second breakfast, which is going to be the full thing. The full thing, remember, no diets allowed. And then in the afternoon, it might be a case that you just want to enjoy the infinity pool that's there. You might want to sit in one of their libraries. You might want to go and get a spa treatment. You might want to chill out. There's so much to do to enjoy 5-star luxury. And then you'll have your lunch because you might be hungry after that amazing breakfast that you had. And then I am convinced that they just want to fatten everybody up when you come here. Because then they have afternoon tea. So a very, I suppose, traditional British afternoon tea. Look at the spa treatments there. Imagine having spa massages outside, and again, you're listening to the animals in going on. It's incredible. And you'll go in your evening safari drive then, and then you're going to have what, remember I said about sunrisers in the morning? Then you have sundowners in the evening. So a sundowner is the same concept as a sunriser, but this is where you're going to have, if you're a fan of an old gin and tonic or a pink gin or whatever your tipple of choice will be, your guide is going to ask, they're going to say, Ty, what do you like to have to drink? And you know what? You could have pick something random. No word of a lie, they'll have that drink ready for you. And the next day they'll be like, Ty, do you want to have ice with that, whatever drink it is? They listen to everything that you like and they make sure that they have it. Their customer service can't be beaten. It's absolutely incredible. So the evening game drive is going to be very different to the morning drive. You're going to see different animals. You'll see they'll be in a different state of array. It could be asleep, hunting, whatever it is. I just want to show you some of my pictures. So I told you there's the lions and the little lion cubs and everything. They do not, at Medulley and in Kruger, if an animal is hurt, they don't intervene. Remember, this is the circle of life. It might pull on your heartstrings a little bit. The only time the staff will intervene is if they're hurt due to human interaction. So say if an animal was hurt by barbed wire or something like that, then they will intervene because the barbed wire shouldn't have been there. But if it's a case that a lion has an attack to a zebra or whatever the animal, it's a circle of life. So it's absolutely incredible. This is a picture that I took. So look at the leopard. Can anyone spot what's here? So this is an impala. So the leopard, you can't see it here. We could see the blood on the leopard's mouth. And like our guide was able to see the way the leopard's stomach was moving. This leopard was really full. So obviously it just had its dinner. So it was very, 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 very happy. But what we could hear then is we could hear the hyenas coming. So the hyenas are waiting for the impala to drop, for the leopard to get what it wants. Once the leopard has, finished, got a full belly, doesn't need to eat anymore, the impala will fall to the ground and then the hyenas will come in, and they are scavengers. Out of all of the animals, I was petrified by them. I think maybe it's trauma from watching The Lion King, I don't know, but the hyenas, the noise of them is weird. But your guide will be able to tell you when exactly that leopard caught that kill as well. So it's absolutely fascinating. We were lucky to see a few leopards, and I went on the trip and I'd been with somebody who's been on, I think, something like 18 safaris, and they'd never seen a leopard, and they were so their mind was blown that they got to see them, because it's a rare treat. Here's one of our sundowners that we had. You'll just see from the smiling faces of the staff, they're absolutely incredible. So your 2 nights and 3 days at Maduli is going to be, I'm going to say, life changing. It is. If you haven't experienced a safari before, it will be life-changing, and you're going to get bitten by this bug of wanting to go back and do another safari, because it'll keep calling you back. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So after Maduli, you're then going to head to Johannesburg, or Joburg as the locals call it. So it'll be again a very, very short flight from Kruger to Johannesburg, and you're going to stay in one of my favorite hotels. So your 2 nights at the Da Vinci Hotel. So now Johannesburg, I'm sure I mentioned it in our last presentation. Cape Town is an exceptionally safe city. You can walk around and feel completely safe. Johannesburg is it's not known to be as safe as Cape Town. However, what I will say is the area that you're staying in at the Da Vinci Hotel is right in Nelson Mandela Square. So Nelson Mandela Square is almost like the Times Square of Johannesburg. The Da Vinci Hotel Nelson Mandela Square has a massive mall. It's a square. It's got like the Hard Rock Cafe. It's got loads of well-known boutiques and restaurants and all the rest. And the Da Vinci's right there at the mall. So you're there. You're in a really, really safe area. You're not going to be walking outside of the square and, going off on your own. We don't recommend that. Stick with your guide. But this location is the best location in Johannesburg to stay. This hotel, the pictures don't do it justice, okay, because they're real pictures. It is very, very bougie. The hotel is phenomenal. At breakfast, they serve like sparkling champagne. It's just absolutely amazing. And again, ladies, if you enjoy shopping, you're right there at the mall. Right there. You come out of your hotel, you're there. So if you want to do any shopping, you've got so many opportunities. So 2 nights in Johannesburg. And Johannesburg is obviously very, very famous to be the home to Nelson Mandela. You are going to experience, in all true Thai style, you can't have a regular city tour. Okay, you're actually going to be exploring Soweto. So if those of you who don't know what Soweto is actually the world's largest township. So we talked about Langa. Remember, you visited Langa in Cape Town, which is the oldest township in the world. Soweto is the largest township. Don't take this as gospel, but I want to say it's like home to 2 million people or something like that. It's a crazy number of people. You're going to experience Soweto by tuk-tuk. So not you're doing sidecars in Cape Town, you're doing tuk-tuks in Johannesburg. Now I believe do we have a little, yeah, listen, we have a little video to show you what it's like. This is what the tuk-tuks are actually. Hold on, let's pass who this guy is. I just want to see if it shows you the actual vehicles. Does it show? Yeah, here we go. So you're going to be in these vehicles throughout Soweto. You are going to see tons and tons of kids. So remember, this is their home. This is their home. These are people of little financial means, but I'd say they're probably the richest people in the world you'll ever meet. They are so happy. They love showing off their homes. You're welcome to go into their homes. There's going to be drumming. There's going to be dancing. You'll be getting out of the tuk-tuks as well, okay? And you're going to have a traditional Sakumzi lunch right there in Soweto as well. And this is a non-for-profit restaurant that you're going to experience. It's absolutely amazing. You're going to go to Constitution Hill. You're going to see Nelson Mandela's house. It is a really, really interactive, immersive day. And again, you get to do it in tuk-tuks. So, so unique.
Jennifer, real quick, it said that we only had like 5 minutes left. Will it continue? It's not going to cut us off.
Oh, it'll continue.
Right?
No, it shouldn't cut us off. There shouldn't be any cutting off with this.
Okay.
Let me just see. I know I like to talk. I'm sorry, ladies. I get so excited about this.
This is great. I love this. This is great.
So yeah, so you've got your 2 nights in Johannesburg, and you're going to see. You're going to do apartheid tour as well. You're going to see Constitutional Hill, as I mentioned, the Constitutional Court. There's going to be the speakers that are there are absolutely incredible as well. So it's going to be a bit of a heavy day as well. What I would say, your day that you're in Soweto, some people like to bring some school supplies or, stuff for the children. By all means, Ty, that's something, if you do find that people want to do something, we can organize that ahead of time. You can either do that in Langa, or you can do it in Soweto, you can do it in both. But what I will say is stuff like going to the dollar store and picking up coloring books and crayons, stuff that I know my children take for granted. These children, it's like getting gold dust. It really, really is. Soccer balls, soccer balls that aren't inflated, they love all of that type of stuff. So you don't have to do it, but I know a lot of people like to give back and do stuff like that. So you will have the opportunity to do that in Johannesburg. 2 nights. So this is the end of the South Africa adventure. Okay, and let me tell you, it is a bucket list trip, but you're going to want to come back. I told you I'm going back again in May because it keeps on calling me back because there's so much to do and see. Now, the great thing is your adventure does not need to end here. If you want to continue on, and a lot of people, when you've traveled this far, people want to go on and experience one of the 7 wonders of the world, which is Victoria Falls, which is absolutely incredible. So I'm just going to, here's an image of Victoria Falls. I'm sure you've all heard of it. This is where you're actually going to fly from Johannesburg to Victoria Falls, and you're going to be on the Zimbabwe side of the falls. Now, you do need a visa for Zimbabwe. However, it's a really, really easy process, and you're going to get it on arrival when you arrive there. And we can organize all of that with Ty prior to going, so it's not stressful at all. This will be 2 nights in Victoria Falls. You're going to be staying at the Victoria Falls Palm River Lodge. I do believe I have a video just to show you. Listen, this doesn't do it justice at all. The time of year that you're going is perfect. It isn't summer, but the falls are going to be roaring. Okay. You will get wet. If anyone's done Niagara, this is Niagara on steroids. Okay. It is absolutely incredible, absolutely beautiful. So 2 nights there. But one of the things that I absolutely adore about this Victoria Falls extension, Ty, you included a Zambezi river cruise when you're there. This is, remember, you're going to hopefully have seen all of the big 5 animals when you've been in Kruger. But when you do a Zambezi river cruise, guess what you get to see there? Can you imagine what animals you might see there? You're going to see hippos. You're going to see potentially crocodiles. There's so much that you're going to see. So you're going to have experienced a land safari in Kruger. When you go along the famous Zambezi River, you're going to experience other animals. I do have a little quick video just to show you. Let's see if, oh, it's still sharing there, isn't it? Here you go. This just gives you an idea. So these are imagine the elephants bathing in the water. There's the cruise. This is how close you come to it. So again, elephants are one example. It could be hippos, it could be rhinos, it could be crocodiles, but it's absolutely spectacular. So you do have that Zambezi cruise included as well. When you're in Victoria Falls, it will be the full breakfast, lunch and dinner included. So all of your meals are included as well. It's absolutely spectacular. We'll talk about pricing, or Ty can certainly talk about pricing now. It does add on to the package, but I know a lot of people, when they look at it, they think, well, we've come this far. Are we going to go again? We don't know. So people want to add it on, but I do truly believe you'll end up wanting to go back to South Africa and do Vic Falls because you'll fall in love with the place. So after the 2 nights at Vic Falls, if you do opt to do the extension, as I said, you're staying at the Falls Palm River. It's absolutely beautiful. When you're sitting at the pool here, see down here, these are what they call water holes. There's videos online where literally you're sitting there and the giraffes are coming right up, or the elephants are coming right up to you as you're bathing in the pool, just chilling out. People think you only get that in Giraffe Manor in East Africa and the likes of Nairobi or Kenya. No, no, no. You get to experience that in Zimbabwe as well. So absolutely incredible. I think, Ty, I mentioned the last time, again, I know you're a thrill seeker. There's also the Devil's Bay or the Angel's Bath right there at the top of the falls. So there is other options and activities that you might want to take in when you're at Vic Falls too. So many different options. So I don't know, Ty, if you want to talk about the pricing or anything, or if anybody has any questions. I know that's an awful lot of information.
Yes, 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 yes. So the pricing does not include the international flights. It only includes the land portion of this trip and the domestic flights that we'll take once we are in South Africa. So there's two pricing options here, the land only. And then if you wanted to go ahead and add the South Africa plus Victoria Falls, that's what the price is. And we would have to research the flights closer to the time. Obviously, they don't have the flights available right now. But I would love to hear anyone's comments, thoughts regarding what you've just seen. This presentation for me is phenomenal. The location is great. All of the excursions, everything that we planned. I am hoping that this resonates with you guys and this is something that you would want to do, some places that you'd want to visit, maybe places that you hadn't even thought of, or just the activity that we're doing. Most of you know, because I have desire and a theme for adventure and movement. This is an active trip. It's not a South African trip where we're just going to be walking through, museums and buildings and paintings and art galleries. It's an active, fun, interactive trip, but we're going to do a lot. We're going to see a lot, and we're going to be hopefully very just in awe of the country and in awe of just what we're able to partake in. I think it's a blessing to be able to do something like this, but I have always wanted to go there and I am like really kind of choked up because I'm like, wow, this is really going to happen. But these trips are not complete without the right people. So I am hoping that the people that are on this call are very interested in this trip.